Hello guys and welcome to GA Flying. Today we are in Switzerland and we will be checking out the newest version of the Sting from FS Reborn, in this case the native 2024 version that was released totally free to past owners and purchasable for new owners on the MSFS marketplace. Sadly, I don't remember the exact price. I tried checking it, but for me it just doesn't display and I couldn't Google it. From what I remember, it was a pretty nice price. It wasn't too high. So why is it an interesting plane? Because first, it's very high fidelity, and secondly, it has a very advanced maintenance system. So you need to take care of it. There will be additional wear with time, and there might be failures. That's saying there are no random failures in this one. Everything is caused by a mishandling of the plane. The more you mishandle it, the more it will be worn, and the bigger the chance will be that something might happen. And I will show you the systems in a second. Okay, so let us maybe start with the walk around. As this is a native 2024 plane, we can click on those outside elements. Sadly, there are only two. So only the pitot tube and the chocks. And the chocks we will actually maybe want. I'm not sure yet. So we will see in a second. Okay, so let me do a walk around. There is dynamic registration, but sadly I'm not a big fan of the fonts that they are using. So in this very specific case, I decided to go without registration at all because it just looks much better. But just so you know, there is the option to have registrations. And with this we can go inside. There's also the option to click on this one for it to open and to close. Actually, something with my pointer seems to be working really strangely. Let me maybe reset it. Yeah, now it's fine. And I was able to open and close it, but I'm not sure what happened, so you will see once I will be inside. And you close it here. You have to do the whole move, not just click on it. And we can slowly start. So the main button is just the battery button. One thing that is great about this one are the sounds, really nice. And obviously the views. So for this one, for this flight, I have actually turned on my head tracking. So let me just check. Yeah, it is tracking my head, which is nice. Haven't done it for a long time, so probably like my neck will be tired. Let's take a look at the EFB. So here we have the status of the plane. As you can see, we can also manipulate the chocks from here, so I would like the chocks. Air pressure is influenced by the temperature, so it might change. The tire status will go down with hard landings. With braking, the brakes will go down. Sadly, the new version has lost all of my statuses from the prior non-native version. But still, it's not a problem. And you will also have the oil to think about and replenish it if needed. So here we have all of the options, the realism options. And here we can do the maintenance, clicking on different things. So for example, here you can see the brake pads. As this is me flying, they are pretty worn as visible here. And here we have, for example, the coolant that we can also top up and the oil. So a full, pretty advanced wear system with consequences, which is just great, especially for a small plane like this. Let me check if we have enough fuel. This is fine. There is actually baggage that has a visual representation. So here you can see it's nothing. And if I add some of it, there will be something, which I think is an improvement because I don't remember it being the case with the 2020 version. So in general, when it comes to the differences between the versions, as far as I know, there is no changelog published, but the developer pretty much said that everything is native now. Okay, so it's a new flight model and you can feel it. It's really great. It's new avionics, the newest versions of the avionics. And it's also the walk around and those additional features. So lots and lots of stuff. And as I said, totally for free for current owners. And not that high of a price for past owners, but sadly, as I said, I don't remember exactly what it was. There is also the option to get the 2024 Copilot if you set it up in the options of the simulator. Okay, so my Copilot, sadly, she is kind of clipping because, I mean, this plane was not designed for the avatars from 2024, and I would assume they would have to change all of the dimensions for it to fit. So it's kind of buggy, so I would not recommend to really fly with it. But, oh well, at least we will have a better view this way. And I think we can hide it. There's also kind of a manual. There is no other manual, but the official manual for the real plane is like legally available in the internet. So you can just use this one. I can show you. So here, I can link it in the description, 70 pages, pretty nicely described. It's a really unique plane in many ways, so it's really worth it to read it. Sadly, I think it doesn't include this system that we have, this prop governor system that is one of the most unique parts. From what I remember, it was not described like in detail in this manual, sadly. And it's kind of sad because this is the most complicated system in the plane, probably. And we also have the settings. You can adjust the wear of all of the systems. Very, very nice. And also you can change the units. And one pretty much the best feature for me is the clear canopy, because sadly in the real one you are getting this bluish canopy, which is probably not a problem and maybe even beneficial in real life, but for me I just really dislike it. I just like looking at the colors, so I'm really happy there's the feature now, and I think it was not included with the initial release version of the plane, so maybe some of you have seen those very old reviews when it was not the case. There was no option to kind of disable it and have this normal view. So now it's here. Yeah, I think with this we can start. It will not be a very long flight, but we will have some great views. I will post those both airports into the descriptions, like always. Both of them are custom airports, but ones that are included for free in MSFS. And this whole route that we'll be taking will be just beautiful. The only problem will be with some photogrammetry. But here, just to show you the detail, it's just great for a free airport. So many details everywhere, even here in those hangars. And there's also like a small place like this. Very nice. And the other one that we'll be flying to is also pretty unique in some ways. So I think you will enjoy it. Okay, so this was a lot of talking. Let me now get some kind of checklist then. Okay, so canopy is closed. Harness secured. Okay. Switches are off. Apart from the main, fuel is on. It's not, so now it's on. Throttle is closed. This closed. Battery switch is the main switch, so we have it. Instrument switch is the avionics switch, so now it's on. Auxiliary fuel pump, just for a second, to get some fuel into the system. Pretty annoying sound, but also pretty unique and nicely made. Ignition switches, so here. Let me just get those avionics. Actually, we can also discuss the avionics. So in general, I'm not that much of a fan of glass cockpits, and especially the G36 was never looking very attractive to me. But since I have tested it out in the Legacy, the Lens Air Legacy, I really love it. That saying, the PFD of the G3X is great, but the MFD that is here like as a standard is just yuck. I hate it totally. So it's great that there is also the option to have the 750. And both of the 750s available work. The PMS works without any mods needed. And the TDXI, I think, requires a mod that you can get on the Discord of the developer. So I just have the PMS. You can get it a free version. download it from the site of the developer, and I think also the marketplace, or the paid version with some additional VNAV functionality. Okay, so let me now proceed. So ignition switches are on. Do we have clear prop? I think we do. Okay, so clear prop, right? Brakes hold. This is important because there is no parking brake. So let me just stand on the brakes and we can get rid of the chocks. Let's say somebody is helping us from the outside. Okay, and now I close the ELB. So here, brakes hold. Choke is there. It's here. If it's cold, then you can use it. It changes kind of the mixture setting. And starter engage. Some nice sounds. Throttle to 2000 RPM, but something that is not on the list is that we will want to turn on the auto prop. So this is probably this is the prop governor, like you know it from many other planes. The difference is that, let me check if it's not too loud. The difference is that here you are, as long as this is on into auto, you will be controlling the pitch with those settings. So instead of the lever, here you will just change the needed pretty much prop setting here, adjust it, and it will move this lever for you, adjusting it. It's a really unique system. I will talk about it a little bit later. For now, you just need to put it to on. Okay, let's check the oil pressure. It is in the green. Choke was not needed. Flaps go to half. A nice sound. Okay, nav lights are here. And intercom is not needed. Let's check the taxi. Steering. Okay. And we can go. One thing is... Okay, so this is not on here. Let me get them up. And I need the CDI here. It's interesting because sometimes I don't need to do it. I never know what the difference is. Can I? Oh, now it works. Sometimes it just starts with GPS without any problems, and sometimes I have to play around with the CDI here. And touch interface, so everything can be touched, which is just great. I mean, this was just to show you. We will need to wait a little bit for the oil temp, so possibly I will just jump ahead a little bit, but we can keep on rolling. Let me just get this to old. So the transponder. Yeah, I really like the sounds of this one. Very, very unique. Also during the flight. And you will hear those subtle differences in the behavior of the propeller and the engine. Okay, here you can see it's a 2020 custom airport, so a little bit bumpy, like many of them. And we will be turning here on the grass runway. But maybe before we do it, we can turn and prepare for some warm-up, because this plane actually takes some time to warm up, pretty much. So we can take a look at what is required for the warm-up. So oil temperature above 110, so we do have it. Cylinder head here at 110, so we don't have it. We will have to wait for it. And oil pressure about 29, so we have it here. It is above 29. I think I have the RPM a little bit too high. It should be at 2000. Okay, so once again, let me go through it, because now I'm lost. So oil temp is okay, oil pressure 29 is okay, and cylinder head is not okay. So I will just jump ahead to the moment when it will be okay, and we will continue the video. See ya. Okay, so we are kind of at 110, and there is an interesting difference that I haven't noticed before. So according to this checklist, you have to first ramp up the RPM and then look for the temperature, which will happen faster. And according to the paper one, the real one that I was using, you first wait for the cylinder head temperature, and then you can move it up. Yeah, either way, we didn't damage anything, so this is fine. So I ramped it up to 4000, and now we can do just a normal magneto check. Oops, too much. So once again, and we have a small drop. It's nice. And we have a small drop. So fouling is also simulated, so watch out for it. Okay, so ignition switches here, and we can reduce it to 2000. So let's check the before takeoff, because we are pretty much entering the runway in a second. So transponder on alt. Trim indicator, sadly it's not modeled in the new version. I couldn't find it. I can show you. In the old version you had it here, and I was checking the options and couldn't find it anywhere, so maybe this will be improved or something. Okay, control stick. Works nicely, canopy is closed, parachute, and now we can turn on all of the stuff. For some reason, I think there is no lights reminder that you need the landing light and the strobe light and the pump. Oh, it's here, sorry. So we do have it. Flaps are to okay, and we will be rotating at 45. I'm kind of confused because for a time I was using the paper one and now I switched to the other one. Let us enter. And the runway starts here. Yeah, I'm not sure if they were like properly taking care of the runway here, but we will still use it. Nice. And we have the nice AN2, I believe, in this way, in this place. Okay. And so the only thing that we are not taking is the pitot heat, which makes sense because it's 29 degrees. Okay, everything is in the green and we can start. So was it supposed to be 45? Let me just check. Yeah, rotate 45. Okay, nice. And in climb, fuel pump off, luckily, because it's very annoying. And we just can continue. And let me talk about the flight model. The flight model is much better than in the prior version. And it's very stable, but at the same time it does kind of feel light, as an ultralight should. I really like it. That saying, during my testing I didn't have really many high wind situations, so I'm not sure how it will behave in all of the situations that you can encounter pretty much. Let me just let go of the controls for a second. I just want to adjust my view because for some reason it's kind of uneven and moved to the side. And we have some just beautiful views here, and this plane is perfect for enjoying them. Okay, let's not go too fast. Let me just reduce the throttle a little bit. And I can obviously show you also the autopilot. It's really nice, so nav and alt, for example. Okay, and it should keep it nicely. I just turned on, now we have some turbulence, nice. I can also go up a little bit more, because I think the views will be also nicer. And let me go VS and up here. The IAS mode doesn't work, where is it? Here. The IAS mode doesn't work in this plane and also not in the original one. It's like too simple of a plane to include it. Okay, so let us take a look at cruise, because we won't be climbing for long. Here you have this prop set to blah blah blah. Okay, and I think this might be a good opportunity to talk about the propeller settings. Are we climbing? Yes, we are. So as I said, as long as auto is on, you will be controlling the RPM you wish for with this. So if I move it down, you will see the RPM is also moving down, and it will try to keep it. But it's not as sophisticated as in many other planes that you are flying, so it will lose it from time to time, especially if you change the speed. That saying, if you have a hardware lever that you can assign to this one, then you can do it the more ambitious way and use the manual settings. This way you can adjust the RPM automatically here. That saying, it's not as an advanced of a system. Whoops, as you see, I know. So when you will change speed and when you will change pitch and, for example, start to descend, it will not hold it as long as it's in manual. So when you will be in manual, you will always need to watch for the RPM, because it will not keep what you have set here, and a lot of situations in flight can change the RPM and make it overspeed pretty much. So it's very good to have a hardware lever to be able to react to all of the changes. If you don't have one, it's much more convenient to use auto, and then it will handle it for you. Although it can also overspeed in some situations. So it's not foolproof. Okay, we can go outside, I think. I just want to check if it's not too loud. It should be fine. We can get rid of the landing light. Okay. We can take a look at the detail here. So it's not one of those like newest generation of planes where you have this infinite detail everywhere. Sorry, but the materials are pretty nice. And we also have some very, very nice views. And we are starting, I think, to fly into the photogrammetry area. And maybe not yet, or maybe now. And there will be even more detail here. Yeah, you can see it on those forests here. So I hope in a time, especially using AI, they will find a way to remove photogrammetry from trees and only leave it for, well, buildings, because it really looks nice. Okay, so everything is in the green. And one additional thing that I also wanted to show you, from the manual, I think, yeah, is also this one. Because this is like an ultralight plane, it's very limited when it comes to wind. As you can see, headwind only 9 knots, and crosswind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pretty much only knots. and almost no tailwind allowed. So just so you know, if it's windy, then normally you should not legally fly it. Which I think is also interesting, because normally we don't fly those planes that have those like very heavy limitations. And here you can see also from the manual the limitations when it comes to the flap speed. Okay, so 75 takeoff flaps and full flaps 65. And the landing is actually at 45. Oh, maybe 55? Let me just check it. I was just checking it out. Landing final 53? Wait, that's different than in my checklist. Let me check it. Yeah, okay, so I need to stop using different checklist, because 55 on short final. So this is pretty much what we will go for. So downwind 75, then 65, and then 55 on short final. And some really nice views here. Sadly, the photogrammetry is loading, but once it has loaded, still loading. Okay, so I guess it depends on the internet, because yesterday I was flying along and I think it was loading faster. Well, either way, looks nice if we don't move the camera too much and let it load. And here we can see the Alps, and this is actually our airport. So we can go around the mountain. And then let me check what the wind is actually. 320 at 6. Yeah, exactly. So it's from behind, and we can see it here. So we will just do around here. Okay. And let me now get the heading. And we can even use our autopilot. Very, very nice. And there is also autopilot functions here, if you also want them. Oops. Okay, nice. So in real life, probably not so convenient, but in the simulator, this is just great. That saying, as I said, it's also, I think, one of my favorite planes now to hand fly, so let's maybe do it. I hope there won't be too much turbulence. Can actually ramp up the volume for you a little bit. So I really like this nuanced sound of the engine here. And as I'm hand flying, I can turn on head tracking and we can take a look around. Yeah, actually, I'm not sure if this would not look nicer with photogrammetry off. Maybe. Oops. I guess I will check it out later. That saying, that the custom airport that we'll be landing at is also really, really interesting. And it's free, so perfect for me. I think we can add some more power. Can take a look around here. I really love those mountains here. Yeah, so I think like for a sightseeing plane, for hand flying, and also if somebody really wants this maintenance, this is just great. We can slowly get rid of some of the speed. Yeah, and I think in the beginning when I was using it, I was just using the standard MFD from the G3X suite. and it was like so annoying. So, I'm really glad that I have like downloaded the 750 and can use it now. Okay, now it looks nicer because we don't have this photogrammetry trees here. So yeah, I think like with turning it off, it would be actually nicer this way. It's so nice and stable. Nice. Okay, so landing lights. Let's wait with the pump because I don't like the sound. Oh, this looks really nice. Yeah, and with having this bluish canopy, I could not really enjoy it much, I think. So I'm really glad that they have made this change. Yeah, great approach. Must be a great view living here. Yeah, the only thing that I'm afraid of is behavior in high winds, because I'm flying like with real weather, and also when I was testing it, I was flying with real weather, and I only had like average winds, like here, like 6 knots, 4 knots, but no like real windy conditions. But as you could see, like on this page from the manual, you are not supposed to fly it in windy conditions, so maybe it wouldn't be a problem. Okay, and we will need 75 knots for flaps 1. Yeah, I really like the vibration sounds if you switch to low RPM. I mean, it feels really good and like really alive, so it's for sure unique in this way. Oh, okay, now I have winds. Maybe because we are slower now. Oh, yeah, now we have a lot of wind. I should watch out what I'm wishing for, I guess. Okay, need to watch out so we don't go over 75. Do not overspeed the flaps. Yeah, but I think this is actually accurate because it's the end of a long, very hot day. So I would pretty much expect it to behave like this. Maybe a little bit too much. Okay, flaps 2. And I think we can make it without a problem. So final approach speed 55. Let's try to keep it. Hey. Can't go down. So let me make sure we will lose some altitude. Okay, nice small leg. Let's get rid of the flaps. we can actually, I think, vacate on the next one. I think the whole photogrammetry is making my sim pretty laggy. It's not the fault of the plane is pretty light on the performance, and this is pretty much what I want to show you. So I'll just show you in a second. Okay, so we can switch this to standby. Yeah, I think I will try to fly here like next time without photogrammetry and see how it changes, because I actually didn't see much that has really benefited from it being there, but it has messed up the forests at the same time. Okay, let's just pause here. Let me get rid of the strobe and the landing light. We should have actually the pump for landing, although it's also described as required in the manual, pretty much. So it wasn't a big mistake, but I was talking about it, and it would be better to have it. Okay, and we can proceed. Nicht rauchen. Okay, no smoking. And this is pretty much the platform for like plane spotters. And there is also much more custom buildings here, which I will show you in a second. Yeah, and obviously the terrain around here is really nice. Lots and lots of detail. And I think it's the taxiing is also much nicer than it was in the prior version, because in the prior version you could feel that it's like a very small plane that should make those problems with taxiing, but it was really annoying to try to do it. And this is like a nice middle point, I think, with this version here, that you feel that it's nuanced and it's not so easy, but at the same time it's like not totally annoying. Okay. So let us turn off everything. Ugh. Flaps are up, fuel pump is off, transponder is already put to standby. Okay. Throttle is at idle, flaps are up, strobes are off, landing lights are off, navigation lights come off, instrument switch so the avionics can go to off. Something that is not part of the checklist is this, and it should be. So let's get rid of the governor. This is interesting. You first turn on the battery and then the engine. And the fuel valve. And I guess we will have worn the brakes down a little bit more, because I do like to use the brakes a lot when taxiing this one, so we will see how this has ended up. So maintenance here. Okay, tire health is also not the greatest. Actually, maybe this is my old. I'm not sure, because it seems okay, strange. Okay. So what I wanted to see is here, brake pads. So I did wear them down a little bit more, so we can just fix them. Let's see the rest here. Okay, so this is still fine. Lights are fine. Battery is fine. And the engine status is okay. We have full coolant and full oil. We haven't used much. Maybe I could just reduce the wear on the brakes and tires. So this is great that we have the option. Because with my taxiing style, I would wear them down pretty fast. Okay, let's go out. Also very nice sound. And I'm wondering if we can put the chocks back on. No. So it's like with most native planes, MSFS and MSFS 2024 native, that you need the tablet to put it back on. Well, okay. I actually wanted to show you also the airport. So for a second, we can just move the camera and make it a little bit slower, so YouTube doesn't freak out. But here you can also see lots and lots of detail hidden everywhere. Yeah, I think I might be flying more to those airports. Haven't noticed them before on the map. It's also a beautiful place, and I could use this airport for the routes that go over the mountains, over the Alps. Yeah, this is actually nicer than many of my paid airports, I have to say. Really, really nicely done. Okay, let's reset to the plane. Whoop. Let's get like side view. And let's talk about the plane. So, I really, really like hand flying it after the update. I think the views are just great. I like it to hand fly it more than the Lancer Legacy, for example, although I think the Lancer in general is like a slightly more interesting plane. When it comes to the wear, I think this wear system is actually a little bit more advanced than the one in the Lancer Legacy. But the Lancer also has like random failures if you don't only want to wait for the wear, but just for something like random to happen. So this is missing here. Some people will like it, some people will not. Yeah, I mean, there isn't much else that I could really expect from a super light plane such as this. Pretty much everything that I'm searching for in a plane like this is in this one. The sounds are great. It has some unique systems and this propeller governor. It has full maintenance, which is just great for a small one like this. And as you can see, it works. I was braking a lot and it was wearing out a lot. And I can also regulate the separate like categories of wear. So if something feels unnaturally fast, then I can just regulate it, which is just perfect. So all in all, I maybe wish there would be some more like features added in the 2024 version, especially maybe during the walk around, because we only have those two things that we can put on and put off. Maybe like this to make the plane a little bit more competitive with the best planes out there. But for a free update, I mean, that's just great. Okay. So thank you very much for watching, and I think I see you in future GA flying videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.